Ryan Reynolds, the man, the myth, the walking, talking snark delivery system. Hollywood's golden boy who somehow made a career out of being Ryan Reynolds in literally every single movie. And let's be clear, this isn't shade. This is pure admiration for a man who looked at the concept of acting range, chuckled, and said, "No thanks, I'll stick with what works." And what works? Charm. A sarcastic quip delivered at the speed of light. A smirk so self-aware it practically winks at the audience without moving a muscle. Reynolds isn't here to disappear into a role. He's here to make sure every role disappears into him. Deadpool? That's just Ryan Reynolds in a red suit with a script that probably just says, say something snarky and then punch someone. Free Guy? Same Ryan Reynolds, but in a virtual world. The Hitman's bodyguard? Ryan Reynolds. But now he's got Samuel L. Jackson shouting over him. Red Notice? You guessed it, Ryan Reynolds. This time standing next to The Rock and Gal Gadot, proving once again that he can coast through any script like a kid riding a waterslide of sarcasm. And let's not pretend this was some accident. This man built a brand. He didn't just fall into wisecracking roles, he chiseled them out of every movie he's ever been in. Like, imagine the casting directors. We need someone who can deliver a one-liner while dodging explosions, make us laugh while looking effortlessly handsome, and never ever miss an opportunity to sound like he's in on the joke. Get Ryan Reynolds on the phone. But let's address the elephant in the room, acting range. Or, in Reynolds' case, the utter lack of it. His emotional spectrum runs the gamut from mildly sarcastic to sarcastic with a touch of concern. There's no deep anguish or soul-crushing despair here. It's just Ryan doing what he does best, making us laugh while subtly reminding us that he owns a gin company and probably smells better than everyone in the room. And here's the thing, he doesn't need range. Hollywood isn't calling him up for Oscar bait dramas or Shakespeare adaptations. Nobody's out here saying, you know who'd crush it as Hamlet? Ryan Reynolds. No, Reynolds is the guy you call when you need a smartass who can somehow make even the most mundane lines sound like comedy gold. Take The Proposal. He turned a romantic comedy into a snark fest. Or Six Underground, where he played, you guessed it, a sarcastic action hero. Even when he voices a CGI Pikachu, it's still just Ryan Reynolds saying, yeah, I'm a Pokemon, but I've got jokes, and you're gonna love them. And love them we do. That's the brilliance of Reynolds. He's not here to blow your mind with method acting or make you cry with a gut-wrenching monologue. He's here to remind you that sometimes, all a movie needs is a guy who knows how to look cool, crack jokes, and remind everyone how absurd Hollywood really is. In a way, he's the anti-actor. While others break their backs trying to embody their characters, Ryan just shows up and says, what if the character just became me? And Hollywood? Hollywood eats it up every single time. You could put Ryan Reynolds in a trash can and he'd still make it look like the coolest place to be. Sure, he's had a few misfires, but here's the thing about Reynolds. He doesn't get bogged down by his occasional flops. A movie like The Change-Up doesn't leave him reeling, crying in his gin-infused hot tub. No, he just picks himself up and moves on to the next one. A little Mississippi grind here, a little safe house there, maybe a sprinkling of the Adam Project for the feels. And like the true professional he is, Reynolds has one thing going for him in every film, his charm. He doesn't need to stretch his acting muscles, because why bother when your audience is already so comfortable with you as the same wisecracking dude in every movie? If you look at his filmography, there's no character Ryan Reynolds couldn't play in the exact same way. Want him to be an action hero? Done. Want him to voice a CGI Pikachu? Done. Want him to play a character in a drama? He'll throw in a witty one-liner just to remind you that he knows he's not supposed to be there. And somehow, we love him for it. But it's not just the fans who love him. Reynolds is living proof that sometimes all you need to thrive in Hollywood is to know exactly who you are and stick with it, no matter how many new scripts come your way. While other actors scramble to stretch and transform, Reynolds just shows up, cracks a joke, flexes his sarcasm muscle, and gets paid. A lot. He's a walking testament to the fact that range is overrated and charm is all you need to take over the entertainment world. So, let's give credit where credit is due. Ryan Reynolds has mastered the art of staying in his lane, and that lane is paved with sarcasm, wit, and a level of self-awareness that's borderline genius. Sure, he'll never make us cry, but he'll always make us laugh. And in a world that's way too serious most of the time, maybe that's exactly what we need. Here's to Ryan Reynolds, the man who turned being himself into Hollywood's most reliable form of entertainment. Keep doing you, Ryan. It's not acting range, but it's definitely a range we'll keep watching. Because let's be real, who needs depth when you've got Reynolds delivering one-liners, smirks, and the occasional tequila endorsement? Comment your take below. Thanks for watching.